G'day guys, it's Calvin from the Cartoon Company in New Zealand. Another loom in front of me. Let's have a look at it. So here's our ECU, 89661 3A590. So let's fire that into Toyo DIY and we will find out that it is out of a 170 series crown. So 171, UZS 171 crown. Let's look over this loom, see what we've got. And it's a pretty normal loom. I see lots of them like this. Alternator plug is part of the wiring harness on these ones. That's kind of handy for this job. We've got an airflow meter and it's got a question mark on it. It doesn't seem to unplug, so I'll get that unplugged. Going down here, we look at this. This is one of the Vvti solenoids and plugs. It's not broken. We go down here. Water temp sensor plug isn't snapped. Oh, well, it wasn't. It just did. I touched it. AVIS plug. That's all popped up. And I think there's only one injector plug that's broken. Like the guts is broken out of it. That one. But the other ones are broken just down where it pivots. Some of them are broken. So they are going to fall apart. The coil plugs, they look okay at the moment, but I will be replacing them. But there's the accelerator position sensor plug, and it's just disintegrated, it's crumbled. Down in the gearbox department, so this is going to be running the A650, the 5-speed, the shift inhibit switch, or the combo switch there. Gear selector combo switch is broken, so we'll get new ones down there, of course. And there's, that's the purge solenoid, isn't it? Because the Vvti is at the front. Oh, and that one's all floppy. Watch, it'll just fall out when I touch it. And there it goes. So just the normal stuff. No diagnostic box. The 171 crown have 4 plugs for the ECU on the engine harness. And then they have one of the white ones and of course the one out at the end, which has a mobilizer in it. These are immobilized, and some transmission stuff and some other bits and pieces out there. Now these also have, oh look at this, this is the one. So there's that joiner, right? I don't actually have my diagrams with me. I've done so many looms lately, my head's a bit fuzzy. But yeah, that's a joiner. So those ones are all joined and those ones are joined. Okay? And then these are like the body plugs. See this one? That's actually meant to have a joiner on it. It's all the earths. It's all the sensor earths. And guys got to wire these and they don't find that one, don't do it properly. Oh look, oh there we go, look, we got a loom number. 82121 3A490, and there is a B there, so we might need the B, we might not. Get up, it'll probably say it's the same vehicle that the ECU's from, just funnily enough. Fairly normal stuff in here. I'm going to pull it apart, put some new connectors on it, check the wiring, check for the breakage by the cam, the Vvti cam position sensor plug, all the normal sort of stuff. It's going to be an auto, needs a shifter. Oh, I think they've put I've got a feeling they've used a Nissan shifter. So I'll do some wiring for that, so the shifter wiring is all correct. And it's going into an Econoline. Now, these are a bit of an odd vehicle. One of my mates has actually had one and did an LS3. I think he did an LS3 in Australia. But this one, of course, has got the 1UZ in it. So, work time for me. No more talking. I'm going to crank up some music and sit down and spend the next many hours pulling this loom apart and sorting it. I have a wiring loom that's all done. Just like that, magic. Yeah. Oh, Shay, these coils. Oh. Those coils are for this engine. So
So these ones are early VVTi with the big tops on them.
Yeah.
This is a late VVTi, which has the small coils like the 3UZs.
Yes.
So
These are the ones you want to put on here.
Yeah, those on this one,
Yep.
and these on that one.
Okay.
So it's all been apart. There's a whole lot of new connectors. Really cool actually, because I should have brought the connectors with me, but it was the cam angle sensors on this one, the plugs for the center cam angle sensors. These ones, behind Shay's hand, these ones here, those ones, those fell to pieces, just absolutely crumbled. All taped up. Transmission selector plug, that fell apart. The solenoid plug was actually okay, which was interesting. Speed sensor plugs, they were stuffed. So I built, refabbed all that loom, so it's all good now. Remove the immobiliser off the ECU. So this is the one that does have immobilisers. And then I put together some relays and fuses. So we have an EFI fuse, an ignition fuse. Those aren't fuses, those are relays. Fuel pump, yeah, fuel pump, fan, and start. Oh wait, that's fuel pump, that's start, and that's fan. Fan is good for about 18 amps, same as the fuel pump. Fuse box, of course, and then we've got some connectors here. The main two are ignition in and start in. Those are the big ones. And of course, main battery power. And then we need fuel. So the one of these that is marked fuel pump is the right one for fuel. There's an OBD2 plug. A whole lot more stuff for other things around the vehicle. Alternator light, stop switch, stop light. And then this one over here, that one's for the drive to, like the shifter. And this one, at the moment it's just a bridge for the tacho, but if we want to, we can put the Dakota digital box on it and use it for a speed output. So that plugs that box in, and then all of a sudden over here at speed, it actually has a speed output. All that's pretty straightforward, and it's nice and long. So the relays and fuses can be mounted a little bit away from the ECU. That is going on there. We'll talk to you in a few minutes once that is fitted. Body plug there, because it's an auto body plug there. So 2 body plugs, 4 engine plugs. So those 4 are on the engine harness. These 2 are on the body harness. And this one is where the power feeds for injectors and coils and that stuff goes on. Oh, actually had the relays plugged in. It's not quite plugging in. Did I not clip this in properly? There we go. There we go. Okay, power. Power in there. Oh, my fuel pump's fallen out. Put the fuel pump in there. And then we hit the go button down in here, which is the start in. Right, I've locked the sunshine out so we can see a bit better. So a few things to note, and guys still don't seem to get this, is the 171 or the 170 series Crown engines come out the front here like this. More like the 3UZ, that's where the 3UZs are. So the ECU is located in the left-hand front of the motor vehicle. The setup's pretty easy to make run. It was 4 wires to make it start and go. But then there's some other peripherals that need to be connected. To make it go on the bench, I have bridged the start inhibit switch. Okay, and guys get in trouble here. They will call it a neutral start switch, and then have trouble with the neutral switch or the park neutral switches in the ECU, or the terms they use for them. Okay, and so we should be careful when we say things like that. So I'm going to call it the inhibit switch, but this will be connected to an auto transmission in the motor vehicle, and so that don't need to bridge it when it's got a gearbox attached or a transmission attached. These are all drive-by-wire throttle bodies. I've done videos on that. On this particular loom, on the 171s, the alternator wiring is part of the engine harness. The alternator wiring isn't part of all of the engine harnesses, but it is on the later model 3UZs, and the later model 1UZs have the alternator as part of the main engine harness. Otherwise it's on a sub harness. This is actually running on a 3UZ, so that is a 3UZ engine. No problem at all running the wrong management as such, the 4-litre management on that 3UZ. But it has the Vvti 1UZ throttle body, and it has the correct airflow meter. And this is the correct airflow meter that came with this setup. This is normally for the noise suppressor, and that's normally for the purge solenoid. That will not throw us code on a Japanese engine. That's a speed sensor, but it's the same plug, but of course here's my transmission line. I've seen a lot of guys looking for numbers, part numbers of these connectors, okay? And my little trick tip of the day is they're actually located on the connector. There is the part number. Let's find one that isn't plugged in. Oh, this one here. So this is the 12-pin solenoid plug. It's actually got 2 numbers, 11151 and 11664. That's a 11664. It's pretty much all Toyota connectors have their part numbers on. A few of them don't, but pretty much all of them normally do. It's the exception that they don't. Right, I'm now going to go through, there's a few things that I normally do to these looms, like you've seen me do before, and that will be to plug in the scan tool, check the scan tool attached, it communicates, goes in, that I can get codes and check what's going on in there. Of course this one will have transmission codes, and then pretty much I'll take it off the engine and put it in a box, ready for the man to take away. Go on.